The Battle of Iwo Jima was fought by brave men who answered the nation's call. Most of those veterans have passed away. Only few remain to tell their story. Mr. Clapper is one of the few Marines who fought using fire from a flamethrower.
You can't hide from a flame. When the enemy sees a flame, they're going to throw everything they got at it. I signed up for the draft in 1943. As I turned 18, we were scheduled for a train to go to Pittsburgh, and then from Pittsburgh we moved west by rail to San Diego. And we loaded a ship one morning and we took off. We didn't know where we was going. But it seemed like we were flying because we were moving about 15 knots in. And we headed to Guam. Guam was a heavily forested island, a lot of jungle. Guam became the base of operations for the 3rd Marine Division for the duration of the war. We stayed there training. I'd never used a flamethrower on Guam, but I carried a flamethrower all over the island on exercises to simulate war. We just boarded a ship one day and didn't know where we was going until just before we got there, where you could hear the fighting going on the island of Iwo Jima. I went ashore D+1. They initially thought they could take the island in 2 weeks, but that wasn't true. It took them 5 weeks. But I was there for the full 5 weeks. We got on them land boats heading toward shore, and the surf was rolling. I mean, and when it rolled, you see everything in the water. You seen boats with people still in dead. But we landed on Iwo Jima. We were marching down the airstrip, and my company commander got shot. We seen the flag going up on Mount Bachi. Everybody thought the war was over then, but that wasn't true. We were in constant contact with the enemy while on Iwo Jima. If you stood up, you're going to get shot at. I was going to command post to resurface my flamethrower. I was continually being shot at. And at the time I didn't know, but I could hear the thud. But I didn't really relate them to someone shooting at me. So I got to where I was going. They said, you was shot all the way where you left to here. I was shot at, you know. So we watched it, so we could see the bullets hitting. I guess you keep a low profile, and that's what probably saved me. When the enemy sees a flame, they're going to throw everything they got at it. Tanks were manned with flamethrowers instead of guns. And those things were really devastating. I mean, they had a large range compared to what a man carries on his back. The Japanese started shelling. Once they hear the tanks in the area, they know what's going to happen. And we was in a marshalling area when you get ready for attack in the morning. And while I was in that marshalling area, I had Red Cross had distributing donuts. So about that time the shelling started, so I just put them up on top of the foxhole and got down in there. We suffered a lot of shell fire and were scared quite a while, but after it was over, I got up and my 2 donuts were still on top of the foxhole. So the island was declared secure, and we set up our camp, a bunch of pup tents, 2-man tents. The Japanese were firmly entrenched in them caves that they had on the mountain. But we went on patrols, security reports, to mop up any stragglers. Well, I was a flamethrower, carrying a flamethrower, and I was a private, you know, and I did what I was told. We had to, you know, go through them caves. I remember walking through there, and I know I was walking on bodies, but I didn't know what kind of bodies. I didn't know whether they're dead or alive. We moved to our objective and released the flame on it. The most damage the flamethrower does, and it's best used on a contained area like a cave, because it takes all the oxygen out of the air, and the people die from the lack of oxygen, really.
What do you want them to remember?
Take care of your men. War is hell. There's no non-believer in a foxhole.
How did you overcome your fear of it?
I don't think I ever did. I don't think I ever did. Keep in mind what you're there for, you know. Like I say, don't worry about what the country paid during that war. But it don't make any difference. If you lose the war, the money ain't worth nothing. But so you got to win. And I guess that's what the Marine Corps saying is, come to fight, come to win. That's a good saying.